Sho Genge, you are tuned in to Venues and Menus with Sis G.U. Today, my guest is Miss Sunshine Dlangamandla. She is a Johannesburg-based architectural practitioner and researcher. She holds a bachelor's degree in architectural studies and a master of architecture. Her career spans collaborations with architectural firms, international researchers, and academic institutions, contributing to projects such as social housing, public libraries, residential projects, and documentary screenings. Brought to you by Hyundai. Sunshine, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Had a long day?
Sort of.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, sort of. It's a Monday.
It's a Monday, yeah. Before we get into these delicious meals, I have a menu of my own over here.
Okay.
So please look at the menu and place your first order. You'll be placing 2 orders today. So pick your first one and we'll get into that.
The first step.
The first step. Okay, we're getting a starter here. I love that. So I know that you are an architect. I want to know a little bit about your journey into architecture, studying, and then now practicing as an architect.
Okay. For me, I studied architecture at Wits.
Okay.
And I had to kind of decide to go against what my parents wanted for me.
What did they want for you?
So they wanted me to go into something medical.
Okay.
So then it got really complicated.
Yeah.
Considering like what they wanted me to apply for, what I was good at, what subjects I had done, what I was passionate about. And everyone is like, what is architecture? Who does architecture? How do you even know about it? Even now, friends are like, how did you know to study architecture? But for me, actually, it happened when like my gran was like, she had a thing for renovations.
Okay.
So she'd always buy like these magazines that had all these kinds of like design things, blueprints, and I would like create like these small like shoebox houses based on what I was seeing in the magazine. Once I found out that was architecture, I was sold. Yeah, so that's how it began.
Okay. Okay, so then eventually they let you study it?
I mean, you know, you have to be courageous.
Yes.
Honestly, like, you just have to be courageous. Like, I knew what I wanted, and I knew that at the end of the day, this is my life. I have me to be with my whole life. So
Absolutely.
it was really brave of me to go against what they wanted, but it was honest.
Yeah, I think that's all you can do, right? Be honest about your living your life. It is your life at the end of the day. And now take me through studying architecture to what it is that you do now.
Wow.
Yes.
So studying architecture is tough.
Yeah, I've heard.
It's tough. And I still get questions from my friends like, how did you do it? Like, how did you actually make it through and be this person? I don't have the answer for it. I feel like if something is meant for you and if you're meant to do something, like God will literally give you everything that you need to make it like work.
For sure.
So yes, I studied, I finished, I then did my post-grad as well.
Okay.
And then because with architecture you have to have your master's before.
Yes, you can start.
So it's hectic.
Yeah.
And so I think because the passion never left me, it wasn't difficult to continue practicing. I'm also really like big on research. So I think for me, it was just like the natural progression of the profession. So I haven't lost the love yet.
Okay, yes. Yeah, and we're hoping that you never do. Yeah, that's lovely. We're going to get into a few more questions after we have dinner. I'm going to show you my brand new Hyundai venue. Yeah, I feel like you're going to love some of the features. It is perfect for us who are aspiring to reach our goals and living in our goals, all of that good stuff. So let's eat a little and then we'll go to the car. Cool. Sunshine, we are now on the way to drop you off. What do you think about my Hyundai venue?
Oh my goodness, it is so cute. It is so adorable, and I think it's like the perfect size. I want to see like how well it drives, because so far so good, but I'm loving the interiors. I'm loving the, you know, finer details.
Yeah.
I love that there's like a beautiful screen, the navigation system. I actually think it's so cute.
It's so cute. It's so cute. I even think like it's a little bit misleading. On the outside, you don't think it's as big as what it is.
Oh yes, on the inside,
And then you
right?
get inside, you're like,
Yeah, it's very spacious.
all of this beautiful space. All of the space for great conversations.
Okay, so I'm having
Anything, the world is your oyster.
handling rejection and setbacks.
Okay.
Yes.
A little bit earlier, you spoke to the fact that your parents wanted you to do medicine, and you obviously wanted to do architecture, and even your friends have made comments about like, hey, how'd you find this? Like,
Yeah.
I got into it. I went back to that. How did you navigate your parents not necessarily being behind you studying architecture?
I think for me, like I said, like I really believe in myself.
Which is amazing.
And I also believe that my life is mine. So it takes a lot of courage to really make that kind of thing or take that kind of step.
Yeah.
So not everyone is courageous enough. And I think what I can say to that is like just be just take the leap, because I mean sometimes then you end up studying something that you weren't really interested in, and now you have a degree in something that you don't really want to do,
Yeah.
and your parents are like expecting you to like follow this career through. So I think I was lucky in that I was able to like do what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So I think also like studying architecture is like a really interesting journey in that it teaches you to fail forward, because everything that you do, every project, it gets critiqued like twice a week. And that's intense.
That's a lot of feedback.
That's a lot of feedback, and that's a lot of vulnerability. Like you get there, you're like, hey, this is what I want to do. And they're like, okay, well, it sucks.
Yeah, it's not gonna work, babe.
It's not gonna work. And you have to go back and like question yourself, okay, how do I make it better? Or what do I need to learn? What kinds of skills do I need to have to get where I want to be? So I think that's the kind of, I guess, philosophy I took from being in architecture school. So when I do get a no, like, it doesn't shock me. Like, I know it does not shock me, it doesn't scare me. It's like an opportunity for refinement. That's actually how I see it.
That's a very different perspective, because I know sometimes when people speak about like receiving a no, it can be shattering to them.
True, yeah.
And in your life, was there ever a time maybe where a no would have been something that would have thrown you off completely?
I think if I didn't get into architecture school,
Okay, that's where you would have felt it.
I don't know what I would have done.
Okay.
But I probably would have thugged it out.
You would have made a plan.
I think I would have made a plan. I think, because yes, no's are an opportunity for refinement, but also they're like a redirection. That's another thing. So, but also they're an opportunity for you to be stubborn, right? Because stubbornness,
Elaborate on that.
yeah, stubbornness is something that's seen as like a bad trait, but it has its benefits. Like, but it also comes from like it's like being convicted actually. So, you know, when someone talks about being convicted versus being stubborn, those are completely different. We treat them differently.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing in essence. So, yeah, like if you're really convicted that, in fact, this is actually how my story went.
Okay.
They wanted me to be in medicine. And because I didn't get in for medicine, I ended up falling into science, right? So general science degree.
Yes.
So I did science for a year. And I even knew like by March, like I am not doing this. I'm not doing this. And as soon as applications opened for architecture in March,
Yes. You applied.
first in line.
Okay.
First in line, I applied, and I'm grateful I did that, because I was like, I don't want to do this, right? So in essence, it was like I understood that there's the tension of my parents wanting me to do a particular thing. There's my stubbornness of wanting to do a particular thing. So that no just made me more stubborn. Like, this is actually what I want.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Okay, I want us to talk a little bit more about being a young Black woman who is very determined in her goals and who seems to really know what it is that she wants. How have you been perceived in the workspace?
Oh, the workspace is actually so interesting, especially like you say, for a woman, because architecture, even now, and I don't necessarily expect it to change anytime soon, but it is male dominated. Let's start there. So
being a woman, especially also being young,
Mm-hmm.
it has its own like disadvantages in how people perceive you, how proficient you are in particular things, and how yeah. So in that sense, it's tough because there's so much expectation and there's so much masculinity that you're contending against in essence. But if you're lucky, you might find yourself in an office that's like well balanced energetically. But yeah, I think I don't know. Honestly, it's a blessing to know what you want and being able to articulate it, and being able to set boundaries towards things that don't reflect what you want. Yeah, I'm grateful for that. So people need to, like, I don't know, really invest in knowing what they want.
No, definitely. I feel like my story is a bit different in that I don't think I knew what I want. I wanted until I
Had
knew.
it? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
until I just it kind of found me.
Okay.
And I do think that like I can be a little bit indecisive.
Okay.
To be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
There are things that I'm very like set on, and there are other things that I've kind of been very blasé about. And my career is actually one of those things. Like I feel like this found me. And you said earlier on that like when God calls you to something, He will equip you and make everything come to pass.
Yeah.
And that's generally how I feel about my platform and what I've been able to do. He called me, He made space, and I've just been doing it ever since.
Exactly.
And I enjoy it. And I think that's the beauty of enjoying what it is that you've been called to do as well,
Yeah.
because you're operating in purpose, but you're also kind of good at what you do. You know?
Exactly.
And I think that's like such a beautiful thing, and it's definitely worth celebrating. Yeah.
No, I definitely agree. I think I love that you mentioned the provision part. Like if something is meant for you, the right people, the right resources will be at your disposal. Sometimes we think that success requires like these really harsh and tough grinding conditions. But sometimes they're not always, you know, you have those seasons, but you also have seasons of ease.
Yes. And I think that's not spoken about enough, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
Because we live in like a very like a hustle culture. Like you have to always be
Exactly.
busy, find opportunities, which I agree with. Like don't be idle. But simultaneously, there's a lot of truth in that. The things that are for you will truly find you,
Yeah.
and they will come to you with such ease. And I think it's been amazing that you've been able to do what you do with so much ease and grace. And
Thank you.
yeah, it's amazing,
you.
honestly. And I think it's also cool to see such a young woman being successful in the space. How do you go about staying disciplined and motivated?
I think firstly, discipline and motivation are different in that motivation is like instantaneous, you know, like you get inspired, and discipline is more of a habitual thing. So with motivation, actually, it's sometimes I've noticed with myself that sometimes you can be inspired or motivated to do something, but you just don't have the room to put action to that, you know, inspiration. And which is why I think discipline is so much more important. So that when those moments of inspiration come, you know exactly when and which time of the day you're gonna literally like pour into this inspiration. So yeah, and I think I'm someone who always seeks inspiration. I'm always seeking new ideas. Like I go to art fairs, I travel, and all of these things are things that, you know, fill my cup, my inspiration cup, so to speak. And the discipline part of like, I know that every single day at a particular time, I need to pour out what I just poured in. That keeps me like consistent. That keeps me productive. And I know productivity can be toxic in a way, you know, like the need to always be productive can be toxic, and it can be small. It doesn't have to be like long hours of productivity, just 30 minutes.
Agree.
Like literally 30 minutes a day makes so much more of a difference than once a month.
Absolutely.
1 8-hour day a month.
Yes.
Where you're like grinding, you're pulling a full day and a full night. Like it's not, yeah. So,
And would you say that working in the architecture space is very high demand?
like the working culture of architecture sometimes is toxic in that the deadlines are short, but the production is dense. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So that can be really tough on someone's like mental health. It can be tough on your physical health, your emotional health. or the entire just work culture of where you're at. But I understand that obviously architectural projects are very demanding and they take long to perfect, because that's what we're trying to do. It's like we're solving a problem and it needs to be solved to the best of our abilities.
And would you say that you have a style that you like to create?
I think I am working on figuring out my style,
Okay.
because I am still young. But I think I'm someone who's really interested in knowing like what happens when we use like African inspirations to produce space. And what are those, you know? Because in school we don't know, they don't teach us to look at Amakaya as a place of inspiration, or to look at anything that's designed by an African for inspiration. So I think I'm really interested in that. Like, what would happen to architecture if we started looking within? Yeah.
That's amazing.
Thank
I
you.
wish you all of the best.
I appreciate that so much.
Of course, in general, I think you're doing amazing and you're inspiring so many. So thank you for sharing your story and your voice. I think it's only fair that I end our conversation with asking for you to give any aspiring or architects rather, words of wisdom, parting words, anything.
I would say courage is the answer to everything.
Ooh, okay.
Honestly, you need to be brave. I think bravery will take you places. Bravery will make you skip grades, make you get through the back door. Like, bravery honestly has opened up so many much more opportunities than if I had followed like the set out route. Yeah. So I think being brave is something that I love about myself, and I work really hard to keep alive. And I think not just anyone who wants to do architecture, but anyone who dreams, bravery is the first thing that you really should hold on to and work on. You know, you kind of always retrospect and you're like, oh, what would I tell my younger self? And I realized that I love my younger self. That girl is so brave. And what I would tell her is like, thank you. Like, you're actually my hero, you know, and I need to continue being you for me. Do you know what I mean? So look within and just show up.
Oh, I love that. And I'm going to take that with me. I think I need to practice bravery more often.
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, the Hyundai venue is for a boss babe, somebody who's chasing their dreams, someone who is being brave and bold each day. So I feel like even this card just symbolizes everything you've said so beautifully. Okay, Sunshine, I think we have gotten to our destination.
Thank you so much for having me. This was so good.
Of course. Thank you for joining me. I thoroughly enjoyed our conversation and everything you had to share. Until next time.
Sure thing. Get home safely.
Thank you. I will. I definitely will.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Because the right car, like the right conversation, can take you places. Brought to you by Hyundai.